I frequent a few gardening forums, and there's one that a lot of people on there grow tomatoes. And there's one guy that does grows tomatoes, and then he does reviews on them, right? So he posted one that he claimed was the smallest tomato in the world. Not the smallest tomato plant, that would be like Micro Tom, which only grows about 6 inches tall, and that produces about marble-sized tomatoes on it. Well, the tomato that he was highlighting, he said was called spoon tomato. And I actually posted some comments that, see, I grew spoon about 10 years ago, and I believe it is the smallest tomato plant in the world, or the smallest tomato in the world, not the plant. And the reason why it got its name spoon was because you're supposed to be able to put like a dozen tomatoes into a tablespoon, right? And the ones he had, you could put maybe 2 on a tablespoon. And so I told him that I grew it about 10 years ago, and that the variety he had was not called spoon. So he challenged me and said that to prove myself right, I had to grow it this year, because this conversation took place last fall. And so I decided to pull out my seeds, 10-year-old seeds, and I did get them to germinate, and I do have the spoon plant growing right now. In fact, I harvested some of them, and here's a picture of some of the harvest. Okay, so as you can see, it's got about a dozen of them in a tablespoon. Now, the plant that he was highlighting, it was about 4 or 5 feet tall, and it grew straight up, right? Now, the spoon plant that I grow, it's kind of wispy. It's not a lot of foliage, and it's like a bush. So it gets only like 2 or 3 feet tall, and then it kind of bushes out. And so I just let it just bush, and I put it into a raised pot or a raised bed with fencing all the way around it. So I just let it sprawl and do its own thing. So let me take you over and show you the spoon tomato plant. Okay, so here it is, all by its lonesome, way out here by itself in the south of my lot here. And let me show you. I've got this here. Let me take this fencing off here. And this is just regular, 2-4 fencing. And you'll notice how wispy it is. It doesn't grow very tall. It's about 3 feet. And it does grow in clusters. Let me show you here. See, it grows like this in clusters. See that? That right there is spoon tomato. Now, some of them do get kind of large, about that, but that's about as big as they're ever going to get. Most of them are going to be about this size right here. So you see the difference, the smaller one. Most of them are about that size. So you can put a dozen of these onto a tablespoon. So you'll notice here they are right here. Some of them are just starting to get ripe, and some of them are ripe. So this is the spoon tomato plant right here. And these are the spoon tomatoes. So they do call it the smallest tomato in the world, and it very well may be. But let me compare it to another one that I grow regularly, which is Gold Rush Currant. And I think Gold Rush Currant is pretty close to the same size as that spoon. Now this Gold Rush Currant, I grow this regularly, but it does not like this 100-degree heat, so it's looking really bad. But let me show it to you anyways. See these here? They look pretty small to me. Very small. Look at these things. So these actually have a pretty good taste. I like to take them and just throw a bunch of them onto a salad. And that way I don't have to cut up a smaller one, like a cherry tomato or something. But anyways, I do have these available on my website, growyourheirlooms.com. And I haven't harvested a ton of them yet, but I do have a few packets available right now. But as the summer's rolling on here, I'm going to have a whole bunch of them. So if you want them, just go on out there and you can grow the smallest tomato in the world, the spoon tomato. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you'll know when I upload a new video. Okay? We'll catch you later.